All right, good evening. Welcome to this introduction of Texas History 2301 for the spring semester of 2025. I am your professor Nathan Giesenschlag, and this introduction will count for both sections that are taught in the spring of 2025. The Texas history course that we will be embarking upon is going to be just a general survey that starts with the Spanish exploration of Texas and their contact with the Native Americans of Texas. And it will run through the Texas Revolution in 1836 with perhaps a little bit into the Republic period. And then at the end of the course, we will have a discussion. We will lecture on, or I will lecture on modern Texas subjects for about a week. So, anyways, as we go through this, I'm going to talk about the basic milestones and the signposts and the more important things that are going to happen in this course. So, let's go ahead and switch over and bring up the course information sheet. You can find that on Concourse. You can also find that on eCampus. Let's go ahead and just do it this way. We'll start with the course information sheet, the syllabus if you prefer, and then we'll do the eCampus, and I'll show you some stuff there in a second. Okay. All right. In fact, actually, I think what I'll do is I'll just switch this over completely. All right. So this class will meet, this class will meet in the first 8 weeks. It will meet at noontime in Blinn Rellis Administration 272, that classroom 272. I have most of my classes, in fact, all of my classes in the first 8 weeks will be on Mondays and Wednesdays, and they go from 10:35 until 2:50 in the afternoon. I've got a long day, but classes back to back to back. So yours is right in the middle of the Texas history. Anyways, so what'll happen is it will start basically on the first day. We'll have a brief review of this course. I'll introduce myself particularly, and then I'll just go ahead and launch right into lecture. So be prepared on the first day of class to take notes and write down stuff for the course. Anyways, if you'll look here, however, the contact information, my name is Nathan Giesenschlag. Email is the best way for you to get a hold of me. Nathan.giesenschlag@blinn.edu. If you need to call me, that's fine. And if it's extremely urgent, I will return the phone call. But honestly, if you get sick or something is going wrong or whatever, and you need to contact me, please just email me. That's oftentimes the best way to do it. But if you just want to chat with me, talk some history, you have questions about the course, feel free to drop by. Office hours, generally speaking, are going to be from 8:15 more or less on Mondays and Wednesdays until about 10:20 or 10:15, about right before I go to my first class. And then I'll also have some office hours after my last class, which ends at 2:50. Generally speaking, let my mind reset for a few minutes and say after 3 o'clock until about 4:30 or so. Then you can come on in and catch up with me and we'll talk some more, what have you. But office number is in that Blinn Rellis Administration building. It is 310S. 310S is my office number. And so just knock on the door, email, what have you. So that's the basics on that account right there. All right, so you can see the description, the core curriculum statement, and all those sorts of things there. Those are not really germane to us. So let's move on to materials. Especially if my understanding of Texas history and the way it's taught in Texas public schools, and most of you probably went through a Texas public school. There's an exception maybe for a homeschool, private school, or a recent immigrant to Texas, and I mean that from like California or Illinois or New York. The thing is that some of you may have never had Texas history, but most of you had Texas history in 7th grade. So anyways, I will assume many of you do not have a great and firm grasp of Texas history, mostly because that was taught to you by coach. And coach, sometimes some of you had really good coaches in high school or junior high, and others maybe not. But it's also many years ago, and frankly, when you were in 7th grade, if you're like me, you're a little bit of a lunkhead, and maybe a knucklehead said better, and you probably needed a lead pipe upside the head a couple of times because you were such a troublemaker. Now, that may have been my description for myself as much as anything. But anyways, it's been a long time. So what I would suggest you do is you make sure you get those textbooks, Beyond Myths and Legends, A Narrative History of Texas. You have to buy that in paperback form. That is, so I'm clear about this. I'll say it again, probably say it in class when we do the brief review. You have to buy that book, Beyond Myths and Legends, in paperback form. You can buy it from the Blinn bookstore. You can buy it from Amazon or wherever you want to buy a textbook. It matters not to me how you get a hold of it, but you need that textbook and you need the 7th edition that was put out a couple of years ago. In addition to that, you'll also need especially the Lone Star Reader. I will put on your exams various essays from that Lone Star Reader on pretty much every exam. You need that Lone Star Reader. If you want to do well in this course, you need that Lone Star Reader. Please buy it and read it. So generally speaking, let me just say it now, and I'll probably repeat myself in a minute, but on the exams, I generally put at least 1 and sometimes 2 or 3 written assignments on there along with the multiple choice and the true false. And some of those written assignments will be nothing more than a summarization, a thoughtful and thorough summarization of a article I assign through the Lone Star Reader. So make sure you get that reader. I say that again. And in the case of the Lone Star Reader, you've already bought the thing. It is in the Blinn Books section, the Blinn Books section of eCampus. I've already opened it up for those of you who've already taken that. So let's scroll on down. This is the way this course works. You're going to have a handful of exams and a handful of quizzes and stuff like that. So let's start it out right there. There are 4 exams in the course, and each exam will, generally speaking, run on a 2-week schedule. The first exam is at the end of week 2. The second exam is at the end of week 4. The third exam is at the end of week 6. And the fourth exam will be at the end of week 7, lapping in, or actually probably be at the beginning of week 8. Week 8 will be frankly kind of busy in this course, so make sure you get everything squared away early on. And so week 8 might be a little bit easier for you, and you're not trying to, pull, a good grade out at the last minute. But anyways, just understand this, because this is a blended 8-week course. You will have a lot of exams, and it will all hit pretty quick before we get to spring break in early March. So basically what it boils out to is you're going to have 4 exams, each worth 100 points. And if you do whatever you do as far as your your worst exam, whether that's you make a 0 on it or you just make a 52 or 82 or whatever your lowest exam grade will be the exam that I drop at the end of the course. There will be 4 exams. Only the top 3 will count. The lowest exam grade will be dropped. So those exams will be a true false matching true false, a multiple choice, and short answer essay. So make sure you are prepared to write. Generally speaking, in this course, the students who do well in this course are the ones who write. I give you a lot of extra credit through written answers. So if you want to do well, I would suggest you make sure you mind your P's and Q's on your written assignment. If you blow off the written assignment on the exams, you are blowing off a lot of points, and it's going to hurt. I'm just going to warn you up front here in this introduction. So make sure you pay attention. You'll also have review sheets. You'll see this in eCampus as we go. You'll see review sheets, and generally speaking, as far as the essays are concerned, I will give you the essays ahead of time, and sometimes I'll give you 2 essays, sometimes 3, and I'll choose one, but they're generally comprehensive in nature. All the exams are on eCampus. All the exams will be honor locked, so you need to make sure honor lock works and is going great guns in your class or on your course. And in addition to that, not only do you have to do the honor lock, the thing is that you're going to have 3 hours to do the exam. So generally speaking, I allow for 3 hours on these exams. Anyways, with regard to the next part of the course, there are going to be 5 quizzes. So the first 3 quizzes will be traditional content quizzes in the sense that I will have lectured on something in class or on eCampus, and you're going to have to answer questions about it. So that'll all be on eCampus. The quizzes are on eCampus like the exams are. You'll find them embedded in the content section. Also, in addition to that, too, you're going to have 2 quizzes at the end, toward the ends of the course. The 4th quiz will be really a written assignment. The 4th quiz will be a SLO assignment that's going to be an essay. You're going to have to read a few things. You'll have to write a thoughtful little essay, and then you'll have to put it together. And that you'll see that all post up on eCampus. You'll see it posted up on the news feed in eCampus. You won't miss it, and I'll talk about it in class from time to time as well. So you'll be aware of it, but memory serves, it's going to be due on, I think it's in like week 6 or something of that nature. We'll check in the calendar at the end here in a few minutes. So the 4th quiz is big. The 5th quiz. The 5th quiz is basically a post test. That's a pass-fail quiz. If you do the post-test, you'll get the points. If you don't, you won't. But that won't be revealed and opened up until week 8, so make sure you do it then, and so on. So the essay, which brings us to the next part of this course. This class will have an essay, and it will be an essay that you have to do on sports. So on the one hand, first of all, you have to choose a topic, and everybody has to choose a separate topic. And as you can see here in eCampus, oops, let me see if I can get this to highlight like I want. So the topics are right here. So all those that are now blued, those are the topics you choose from. And each person has to have a different topic. So basically they'll say it like this: if you have a particular person or a particular team or a particular event you want to study, then you may go ahead and choose quickly, and you get that topic. You can email me, but probably better you just say it, come to class, and you have to choose. Now, by the way, you have to choose by the 22nd of January right here. So 22nd of January is when the choices, your topic is due. And make sure you get that in. And it is due on the 12th. Let's get this back over here. It is due on the 12th of February as a PDF or Word document. You're going to turn that in to the eCampus Dropbox. So you can see all the details there. It's about 300 plus words. Realistically, most of you are going to come in at about 600 to 750 words, maybe 1,000. Make sure you mind your P's and Q's. I'm not real picky about this, other than I want it in Times New Roman 12-point font. I do want you to tell me where you're getting your material from. You can use MLA, or you can use Chicago. Either one is fine. Either one is fine for me. MLA or Chicago style, but you need to have at least 3 sources. And so I'm very clear about this. I'm going to say it now, and I'll say it probably tomorrow in class or whenever we meet in class. The thing is that it needs to be something other than Wikipedia. Do not use encyclopedias. There's all of these people and all of these events. There is plenty of material out there through old newspaper articles that you can write up good stuff on. It's not hard. So just make sure you mind your P's and Q's, and you'll do well. The final exam itself is at the end of the course, and the final exam has no writing on it. Final exam is all A, B, C, D, and at the end of the course, you will, when you take that final exam, you'll know what your final grade is. By the way, it's worth noting is that when we do back to the other exams, the normal exams, throughout the 8 weeks, I have to grade the essays by hand. So that takes me a little bit. So just give me about 7 days to grade your exams. Often they come in faster than that, but I allow myself about 7 to 10 days to do it. And we'll see. So anyways, that's the basic setup of the course. So you get 650 points. By the way, we also have one other meaty, very hearty, if you know, just something talking like a stew or something, a grade enhancement. You have a county courthouse project. You need to tell me about the county courthouses of Texas. You start with number 1 and you end with number 254. It's alphabetized, and you write out and you tell me about Bowie County or Burleson County or Zavala County or whoever. So you go through it. You're going to tell me who the county is named for. You're going to tell me how many courthouses they've had. When was the most recent structure built? You're going to alphabetize it by county, and then you're going to tell me the county seat. So like Burleson County, where I live, Burleson County's county seat is the city of Caldwell. Brazos County, where Blinn College is, where you're taking classes, that is Bryan, Texas, and on we could go. Washington County, where Blinn is headquartered, is Brenham. So anyways, you get the idea. So if you have any questions, ask me. But to be clear, you have to have it handwritten in blue or black ink. It has to be in a spiral notebook or in a composition book, and do it that way. Handwritten. It cannot be typed. It cannot be cut and pasted for obvious reasons. So anyways, it's worth quite a few points. But this is a course that has 650 points. All of you right now have 0 points. And so at the end of the course, you will have, hopefully, everybody gets an A. But I don't believe that to be the case. So we look up here to earn an A, you need 585 points, 520 for a B, and so forth and so on. So you're at 0 right now, and you're trying to add points up. All this is on eCampus. So as the course unfolds, remember this. I'm going to lecture in class. I'm going to lecture in class on the first day. I'm going to lecture in class pretty much every day we meet. You're not going to see a lot of razzle dazzle from me. I will use a little bit of technology here or there to make my points, but I do not use PowerPoint or anything like that. If you need a lot of technology, well, that's just not me. All right, so let me get myself back on the screen here. All right, there I am. So let's go back here and bring this up. Just for some course policies and so forth, if you are just some basic stuff there, please don't bring any food to class. Drink, I'm not too worried about, especially if it's capped. You got a lid on it. I'm not going to worry myself over that issue there. I will take attendance every day. I do it for record keeping to see who's there and who's not. That's basically all there is to it. If you need a comfort, or I'd rather you not bring a comfort or support animal. However, that is between you and the Office of Disability Services. You can see the grading policies as we go. Let's see, exams are open 72 hours. That's true. I should have said that a minute ago, but exams will open on Friday evening, generally speaking, and they will close on Monday night. They're open over the weekend, close on Monday night at 11:59 p.m. in eCampus. That's about all I've got as far as that is concerned. Oh, yes, one other thing. If you become sick, please don't come to class and try to be a hero and give everybody else the flu or whatever sickness you got that's contagious and you're burning up with 104 fever. I'd rather not have that. And if you're really that sick, if I need to turn on Zoom and eCampus so you can watch the video while you're, coughing and hacking in your apartment or your house or whatever, that's preferable. If you have to miss class or something goes wrong, just email me and keep me abreast of what's going on and why you're out and that sort of thing. Just a common courtesy there. This course is fast-paced. It will hit quickly, so make sure you stay on top of all your material. We start on week 1, and then before it's all said and done, we'll be at spring break, and some of y'all will have the motor running in the parking lot to get to Destin, Pensacola Beach, perhaps South Padre Island, or maybe you go skiing in Tahoe or wherever you're headed to. I don't know. But anyways, this 8 weeks will go quickly, and we'll get through it and what have you. So let's go ahead and bring down the calendar. First thing I want to make note to you is that we're going to lose a class in week 2. So you're going to have a lot of material to go through. And we'll talk about Spanish exploration and what have you in this first class. And I should back up a second here because I want you to see it. Your reading assignments are going to be listed here on the Monday of the first class period before an exam. So you'll see like read chapters 1 and 2, Beyond Myths and Legends. Articles 2 and 3, that would be your summaries probably for the exam. They'll probably also have a comprehensive essay to give you as well. I know I will. So anyways, you need that Lone Star Reader, as I've said multiple times. All right, bring you over here to make it scroll down. But as you'll notice, we have the MLK holiday. The school will be closed, so we'll lose a class period that day. Make sure you get your work done. It just is what it is. So these 8-week courses don't allow for much flexibility. They just need to be taken care of. So we can scroll on through. Remember the 22nd. I'll say it again in class. I'll add this in a minute. But the 22nd is when your sports essay selection is due. We can scroll through here. Exam 2, you see it opening and closing and what have you. Sports essay is due on February 12th. That's another deadline for you to make sure you hit that. And then also the county courthouse is due on February 12th as well. So make sure you get this in. I'm trying to get everything in early so the end of the course is not as hectic for you as it might be for some other professors you're taking. Just remember this, extra credit is like fire insurance policies, and having a fire insurance policy, make sure if your grade is on fire at the end of the course, meaning it's not doing so well, you have done everything you needed to do. You're going to get a B not because you had great exam grades, but because you did all the extra credit. Do your business. Mind your P's and Q's. That's my advice to you on the subject. Okay, so we can scroll down. You can see here, where are you at? Last day to drop is with a Q is on February 21st. And then you'll see at the end of the course, you have some final exams on March 5th and what have you. It'll come, it'll go, it'll be fast. So that's that in a nutshell. Give me a second here to switch over to eCampus. And you can see this is all from my perspective. I'm going to blank myself out once more. And we can go through this. So, all right, so there's your course. Welcome to Texas History. And so for me, the easiest way to look at this here is that you've got your syllabus. Syllabus is linked in eCampus right there in the content section off on the left-hand side. The textbooks, I've already talked about that. Course content by week. So you'll see, and this is elongated, so you can see out of it here, you have all these sorts of things, and then hopefully you'll notice here out-of-class assignments. So there you got all these different, and this is all, you won't use this semester, but you'll have this stuff right here. So make sure you go through the course and go through the course regularly. I should say this as well, is that as we're working on it, you're going to see me post up on this news feed on a regular basis, at least weekly, and sometimes more often than not, say once or twice per week. So make sure you check in eCampus on a regular basis. Now, if you want your textbook, especially that Lone Star Reader, you're going to go through that, and then you go to that ebook access. So that answers that question right there. Again, content is also, I should say too, backing up to that. Let's go to week 2. It should be, I think I've got it hidden right now. Nope, it's showing right now as we speak, but I've got to fix that. I'll just do it while you are watching so I can hide this from users, but you'll see it on my side. So this fall Texas 2024 exam 1, I'm going to update that and fix it for your class, but your exam will be posted up through in the content section. It's also got that HonorLock stuff. Something else you need to know of is that you can also enter the exams through this HonorLock tab in the taskbar right here. Now, the Dropbox is where you're going to turn in your sports essay, which will be typed, of course, and that as a PDF file or a Word document. Social responsibility essay, that's that quiz 4 that I mentioned is a special SLO project, and then the post-test certificate, that'll show up at the end of the course as well. I'll fix that. You can see this is all from my perspective, but that'll post up and be open soon enough. Long story short is that get familiar with eCampus. You can see the Dropbox progress, where your grades are, tools and resources and what have you. This is a pretty basic operation. You mind your P's and Q's, you do your business, you'll be fine. And that's about all I've got. And I hope you do well in the course. If you got any questions, feel free to ask me and talk to me about it. I'm glad to talk to you. But anyways, we'll see you soon, and we'll see what Texas History has in store for the spring of 2025. Have a good day.